kid, we live and breathe football. It's a football state. The main reason we wanted to start the UNO Tackle Football Club was basically to give students something to do during the fall semester. It's something when I became a staff member here and when Andy Benoit, our director of admission, who came from LSU, asked the question one day, do we have a football team? Or why don't we have a football team? Or what are we doing in the fall semester? What's going on?
When I first came to UNO, we didn't have a team. There was never any thoughts of having a team.
I responded to him just like, it's not here. It's never been here. In order to start up the program, we really needed basically a grounds or a basis of where to go with it. It was a new idea. It was something different. So we actually contacted some of the other club sports that existed throughout the nation. One of the first things to get started was basically spreading the word of mouth by it. A lot of things we were looking for were players. You need players. You can't play football without them.
Andy Benoit, the head coach, happened to be walking down the hall, and I was looking at a flyer that said football, and I was just like, oh, intramural sports. What the heck? Why not? I'll go try it. And then it said, no, we're talking about real football. We mean it.
I got stopped by Mr. Andy Benoit, and he's like, you like football? I was like, yeah, I like football. He's like, you want to come out and play? You look like a football player. I was like, yeah, sure.
At first, we started out with, not too many people.
We managed to get about 9, 10, 11 guys in the beginning, started working out with us in the spring. Then over the summer, it grew to 14, to about 16. And then, it's really hard to run offense, defense, and special teams without having, at least 22 players to play 11 on both sides of the field. However, it was really in the August when school started that a lot of the interest was building. A lot of more players came out there. And it was really just the idea that this was actually going to happen.
For a lot of us, we never thought we were playing ball ever again after we got out of high school.
Was this really real? Motivating those players was one of the hardest issues, and Coach Andy Benoit did an excellent job at that, saying, it's not that far off the horizon. It is attainable. We're going to make this happen.
I see a whole lot more in the last few weeks, and it's been getting better every day.
Obviously, Coach Andy Benoit, our head coach, is definitely a blessing.
One of the hardest things was doing is raising the money to selling the tickets to a game that we didn't have pads to play for yet.
Had to raise around $35,000, $40,000 on our own.
But we raised enough money in order to make those purchases. We got our pads a week before the game. We were able to practice a week before the game with actual pads on. The first game that we had here was back in November against Southern Illinois University at Edwardsville.
We had a great turnout on our game. We had 3,700 people, and that is the biggest turnout we had in any athletic department in years.
I think that sense of accomplishment, as well as to see the fans cheering for it, and seeing all the hard work that we had done for a good 8 months or so, to be actually put on the field and put on display in order that we can build some pride, some history, and some tradition into a university that's been lacking of it for so long.
I got to really get involved in school, and now I love UNO, love the football team.
It was probably the greatest experience that I've had here ever, which is really interesting that it took place after me being a student.
We're a bunch of guys from high school that really missed the game, that just really enjoy, playing with one another and playing against other teams and representing our school. It gives us another opportunity to play ball again.
Get to have another chance of playing again.
He's giving us a second chance.
It's kind of turned out to be something special.
Private teams on 3. 1, 2, 3. Private teams!